In public affairs education, new information is constantly becoming available, and increasingly that information is being delivered using digital formats of all shapes and sizes. That's great news for students, and for the educators who are training the leaders of tomorrow. But it can also be a challenge. Educators not only need to stay up to date on the latest content, but also learning how to best use and create new media-rich learning tools. That's where the Hubert Project comes in. The Hubert Project, which originated at the Humphrey School of Public Affairs at the University of Minnesota, has two primary objectives: to provide educators with open access to an extensive and ever-growing collection of digital learning materials, and to create a community for sharing ideas and experiences so instructors can make the most of the content available to them.
Colleagues and I at the University of Hong Kong are extremely excited about the Hubert Project and are very glad to be able to contribute to it. Teaching cases are always an important teaching tool for professional training, and colleagues in our field have put in tremendous effort to put together cases on a large array of issues and subjects. But traditional written cases have their limitations. No matter how well written a case is, there are elements in a case that words alone can never be able to capture. The e-cases represent not only a new kind of cases, but a new pedagogy. It brings to life the case materials and allows students to go back and forth to discover for themselves the materials and information in an e-case and put themselves in the real-life situation. Perhaps more importantly, from the perspective of someone who teaches public affairs in the Asian context, the e-cases actually allow us to better integrate the contextual elements into the cases and also into our teaching. It is not an exaggeration that the Hubert Project is at the forefront of public affairs pedagogy, and we are very proud to be a partner working on the Hubert Project.
Public affairs educators interested in tapping into the resources collected by the Hubert Project need look no further than this website. Here, user-friendly learning tools are just a click away. All you need to do is set up an account and start choosing the materials you'd like to download. Our learning products come in all sizes. There are brief videos that can stand alone, curated cases that assemble key materials from publicly available sources, and e-cases that grapple with real-life quandaries.
We're working in communities in the Twin Cities that have relatively small Black populations to the whole.
All the products are portable, flexible, and reusable. It's up to you to tailor them to meet your specific course or training needs.
So one of the strategic decisions that public affairs schools are making right now is whether or not to contract out for all of the elements of online course delivery. And the problem with that, of course, is that the content expertise resides within the faculty. And so the beauty of the Hubert Project is that it's leveraging the content expertise of colleagues around the world and allowing them to use authoring tools that have low barriers to access so that they can really take their content expertise and fairly easily allow there to be created materials that reflect what research tells us really is the dynamic in public affairs and not have to outsource that capacity.
The content covered in public affairs classes is often nuanced and complex. That makes it especially well suited for digital learning materials. Today's dynamic media make it easy to bring in relevant topics and to deliver them in a highly accessible format. That's something that resonates with the students who are interested in public affairs and public policy.
People who are around my age, students around my age, are really used to gathering information in kind of a new way. They're used to consuming information that is very interactive. They're used to searching on their own for the type of information they're looking for. They're used to discussing with their friends what they're reading about. This sort of new model of gathering information and putting that into an e-case form that is very interactive, that encourages a lot of social interaction around the concepts being discussed in the e-case. I think that creates a much more effective tool for conveying a case study to public affairs students.
You know, it's really accessible in a different way than reading a case is. You get to see, real life examples. It also doesn't take very long. You can access a ton of information and get all these different perspectives from different people who are being interviewed and view their documents in, 2 to 3 hours, which is probably about as long as it would take to read a case as well. And the value added of having this interactive experience, I think, is just incredible.
Materials available from the Hubert Project have extensive usage notes, and there's ample opportunity for educators to share experiences about use in the training or classroom. One of the ways the Hubert Project repository of materials will grow is through submissions from educators like you.
When instructors engage in this community, we remember that we're learners in this craft and art of teaching. And the Hubert community allows people to remember the passion that they have for teaching and to engage in ongoing learning about their craft. And that is a phenomenal gift. And to be able to use social media to connect with others who share that passion is the most important scholarly contribution that we can make.